Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome today to an unboxing of a watch that, as far as I'm concerned, is unique. To this point, there is only one of this particular model of the Ginault Ocean Rover in existence, and it's mine. Now, if you, like me, watch a lot of other watch videos and watch channels on YouTube, you'll probably have noticed that guys have certain watches that they talk about more than others, whether that's the man on the moon, various models of Squally, the Seiko SKX, or indeed the Alpinist. Every channel seems to have a hobby horse or a couple of different hobby horses that the presenters, that the watch guys prefer over other models. I guess one watch that has featured a disproportionate number of times from me on this channel is indeed the Ginault Ocean Rover. I picked up my first Ocean Rover about 18 months ago at the height of the controversy. There was a buzz on watch forums and indeed on YouTube's about this watch. I made 4 videos about it at the time. It kind of helped me launch the channel, and it also set the tone for a lot of what I do here in terms of affordable alternatives, homages, and also the style of the reviews, the kind of long-term approach, movement accuracy reports, and so on. Now, I looked at the Ocean Rover again and did a 1-year follow-up review earlier this year, and at that point I wasn't sure whether there was going to be a Ginault in my collection long-term. I just picked up the Oris 65, wasn't sure if there was room in my collection for both, and yet here I am only a couple of months later unboxing another one. What happened? Let's flip the camera and find out. Well, this takes me back all the way to the 13th of March 2017, which was the last time I was standing over one of these United States Postal Service packages all the way from Ginault in the USA, about to unbox my previous Ocean Rover. So what happened, Jody? Your Ocean Rover was on a bit of a shaky nail a couple of months ago with the freshly purchased Oris 65. I just didn't think there was room in my collection for 2 all stainless steel retro inspired 40mm dive watches, and here you are a couple of months later unboxing one. What happened? And what exactly do you have in this box? Some kind of unique custom Ocean Rover, you say? Tell us more. Well, I was having dinner with a friend a couple of months ago, the legendary Mr. X, he with the astounding watch collection including now 14 Rolexes, and of course he has a Submariner. He had one on his wrist that evening, and I did a bad thing. I asked for a shot of it. Now, it was one of those meet your heroes moments. I've always had a hankering for the Rolex Submariner. In my eyes, I think the ultimate watch, really. One you could live with for the rest of your days quite happily and not feel deficient. His Rolex Submariner is one of the brand new models, and I put it on and it's got the wide lugs, and I was like, oh, I don't like it. I don't like those wide lugs. Now, the chances of me ever buying a Rolex Submariner, let's be honest, are pretty minimal. The chances of me buying a second-hand one for about 90% of the cost of a new one that's 10 to 15 years old just so I can get those thin lugs are even less likely. That is never going to happen. And I also had the epiphany when I put on his Rolex Submariner that it was pretty much identical to this Ginault Ocean Rover, especially the bracelet glide lock clasp. They just looked and felt so similar. So at that point I had a change of heart and I decided that I was going to keep my Ocean Rover, or at least that there was going to be a Ginault Ocean Rover in my collection long term until that mythical Submariner appears, if indeed it ever does appear in the future. But the Ocean Rover I've got is a no-date model. So enough waffle, Jody. What exactly is in this box? Well, in here I have got, hopefully, a Ginault Ocean Rover 181875GSLN. What on earth does that mean? Well, why don't I peel all these stickers off and then tell you what it means. And there it is. So many stickers. I've peeled the stickers off Omegas and various other luxury watches since then, but none has been as well protected as this Ginault Ocean Rover. So 181875GSLN, I believe to this point in time anyway, the only one of its kind in the world. So 18 stands for the mid case, standard on all of these Ocean Rovers. The next one stands for the larger maxi style indices. The 8 stands for the date wheel being in beige with black numbers. Then we've got the 7, which is the sword hands, the mid-sized sword hands, and the 5 denoting the fact that this one has flat sapphire crystal with a cyclops. So I spoke to John McMurty from Ginault about the possibility of getting one of these made up. He said it was going to be the next logical step. They do this model anyway, but they do it with that kind of blue and gold bezel, but I had wanted the black bezel. This one very much a keeper because of that date, and it looks just superb. Let's get it sized up and get it on wrist. And there it is, sized up on wrist and looking fantastic. So 40mm in diameter, 48 lug tip to lug tip, only 13mm thick, so wears very nicely indeed. 20mm lug width, tapering all the way down to 16 at the clasp, and this glide lock style clasp mechanism back up to 18, so really does wear like a sweetie. Now I wear my Ocean Rover quite tight and quite high, so I took an extra half link out of the bracelet in comparison to the old one. I can always add that one back in, but that glide lock really does mean that you can adjust this on the fly and wear it exactly how you like it. Definitely one of my favorite features about this watch. Now, no AR coating on the Sapphire Crystal today. They've gone for that kind of vintage look, something I appreciate. When I modded my SKX, I actually chose the crystal without AR coating because I do like the look. I was a bit worried that I would miss the dome, but I think there's a little bit of a glint, there's a little bit of an edge to the Sapphire just at the bezel, adds an extra little bit of character, kind of offsets the lack of doming, as does that Cyclops. This is the first watch I've owned with a Cyclops, so it'll be interesting to see how I go with this one long term. But just such a perfectly proportioned watch. 141 grams when sized up for my 7-inch wrist, so just about the right amount of weight for a watch, in my book anyway. Looks just amazing, especially with a bit of Fijian tan on my arm there, offsetting the black dial, the black aluminium bezel, and that golden sand lume filled indices on the dial. Just beautiful. Beautiful but not cheap. If you want this set of specifications, they will do you up a special order. As I said, it will become a regular model in their lineup. 6 weeks order time, wait time for these ones at the moment, and a price tag of $1,500 US. Now, Ginault are well renowned for doing discounts. I think those days now are gone. The best you can get on this one is a 20%, so that's still not an inconsiderable sum of $1,200 US today, but you know, it's a super homage. It is the best homage that money can buy, and at $1,200 it is still a fraction of the cost of a genuine Rolex Submariner. So I can definitely see the argument for one of these, so much so that I've got this one in my collection long term. I should also probably point out the mundanities of a Ginault branded cleaning cloth, a two-piece sand-coloured Zulu, which much like the last one will probably remain in that cellophane for life. We've got a limited warranty here, and a bit of a standout feature with these Ocean Rovers. This is the caliber 7275, which is regulated over a 6-week period to achieve near COSC standards. It's not COSC certified, that is a cost option, and a cost option that Ginault have not chosen to undertake. However, my last Ginault Ocean Rover was getting about -5 seconds per day, very, very consistently as well. So I'll start the Watch Check app running on this one and let you know how it goes in due course. And just a zoom in on that gorgeous black enamel dial today, those deep filled indices, full of that lovely golden sands lume. I'll pop up a brief lume video, it would be simply rude of me not to. Fantastic lume, lasts a good amount of time and is nice and bright as well. So not quite the full review today. I will be back. You will be seeing this one again. I am going to put it head to head against the Oris 65. I'm also going to put it head to head against Mr. X's Rolex Submariner, as mentioned earlier on in the video, and I've got a few other treats in store for this Ginault over the coming weeks and months. But just a honey, lovely to have this one back in the collection. Really looking forward to wearing it out and about. So there you have it. It looks like the Ginault Ocean Rover is set to continue its role as mine and one of this channel's hobby horses in the months and perhaps the years to come. Really interested to see how I get on with this one, how accurate that Ginault caliber movement is, and whether I get used to the date functionality of this one and that Cyclops. But lovely to have a fresh Ginault in the house once more. It really is a stunner. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.